It's time to call it like I see it before it even happens. This is Mike Said It First. I'm your host, Michael Carvelis. That's Michael, Karvelis on Twitter. Today's action, we have Antonio Brown's saga continues. Yes, the book that never ends, it seems like. Sam Darnold has kissing disease. Saints-Rams rematch. How badly will Kyler lose, if he loses at all? And we're recapping the Thursday night pathetic game that was the Buccaneers and the Panthers. So let's go ahead and start off with that. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeated the Carolina Panthers 20-14. Christian McCaffrey was stuffed on the final play. That was a trick play by the Panthers. Ron Rivera was an idiot all night. But McCaffrey had a direct snap, faked it to the guy behind him, and then ran to the left side. And Hargraves, who had 12 tackles on the night, got his 12th one right there. He stuffs Christian McCaffrey out of bounds. And that was pretty much how the game ended, although it was 4th and half a yard to go from the 2. I don't see how both quarterbacks got away without throwing an interception, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even know how it's humanly possible with how bad they both were. Jameis was a little bit better than Cam. But Cam Newton, holy cow, dude. Like, there comes a time, like, I get it. I'm a guy who likes to give people credit when they have injuries. I believe that LeBron James played last year with a torn groin. But Cam Newton, the entire preseason story on Cam was that he had shoulder surgery and it was supposed to fix everything, and he's fully healthy for the first time in years. Oh my goodness, you're trash. I have not liked him since Auburn scored like 14 points against Oregon. Against Oregon! I mean, I get that they won, but 14 points against the Ducks, dude? And in the Super Bowl, you get smacked by a defensive lineman who ends up winning the MVP instead of your starting behind. And now it goes up to this. Dude, if he is that badly hurt, for those of you that actually watched the game, why is he out on the football field? I get it that sometimes you like to play through pain. That was one of the least accurate performances I've ever remembered watching live. He was awful. It wasn't just things that you could break down and say, well, this happened and this happened. I get it that Shaquille Barrett, the Buccaneers defensive lineman, ate up the left tackle all night. But Cam Newton was bad on wide open throws. Even on the last drive of the game, he had like 2 wide open throws, and it was like, are you serious right now? Guys, Cam Newton, the injury excuse is done. I'm getting tired of hearing that. This dude is supposedly a physical freak of nature. He's so talented with his legs. And yet this is what we have to show for it. He is bad. And I'm tired of people hanging on to 2015 like that's some magical year, and that's Cam Newton's a first ballot. People tell me Cam Newton's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Let that sink in with how that guy looked last night, and tell me what you think if that was just a one-year wonder in which he lost his Super Bowl anyways. Or if you actually think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Because if you do, you are a stat reader, and that is it. That was unbelievably bad. The first 2 Thursday night games of the season have been trash. I mean, last week, we could at least say the defense was great. But don't tell me I don't care if Todd Bowles is the defensive coordinator. He did a good job. But that was an all-time pathetic performance by both of those offenses. And Cam and Jameis, 2 of the most hyped morons in the NFL, should be ashamed of themselves for scoring 20-14 in that kind of a game. That was terrible. As we move on to the Sunday's games, let's go and start off with Antonio Brown. So he's chosen to wear number 1. I can't with this dude. I mean, I get it. Maybe 81 and 84 were not available, but dude, I have never seen a wide receiver in my lifetime that's dominant. We're number one. This is not the NBA, AB. And I'm tired of NFL players trying to act like that they deserve all this money, blah, blah, blah. Guys, you play a team game. NBA, oh my Lord. It's really bad to see him wanting to wear number one. I know it's just a number, it's just a jersey number, but this dude's a clown. It continues to show. He has some certain allegations against him, like him and this girl supposedly did or did not have consensual, you know what. And I'm like, come on, dude. Like, and then, so people that want to defend Antonio Brown, you look at him, the emails that he sent her, even if it was consensual, dude, oh my gosh, your verbal abuse to her? That alone is stupid. Now, the Patriots, we know they won 33-3 against the Steelers, who I'm so mad at right now. But did Antonio Brown ruin the NFL by going to the Patriots? Now, my question to you is, were the Warriors favorites without Kevin Durant? And the answer would be no. Did some people have them winning? Yeah. But were they, all-time favorites? No. Guys, everybody knows Patriots are going to win it again, okay? I don't know if it's because the refs are that stupid. If you watched the game last night, you know what I'm talking about. Those refs are trash. The Saints game was bad, too, with the Saints and the Texans game. Oh, my Lord. But if we're looking at football alone, I don't think Patriots have any business in the Super Bowl. If we're looking at how the NFL works and how it runs, yeah, Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl. So Antonio Brown did not ruin the NFL. That narrative is stupid. Antonio Brown just got into a team that was already stacked. And it helps that you have the Zebras on your side. And if you don't think that the refs are on the Patriots side, I feel sorry for you. The Patriots and the Dolphins play this Sunday. Patriots are, okay, I want you to hear me out on this. On the road, I get it, it's in Miami. 88 Sport, Sugar House, FanDuel Sportsbook, and DraftKings Sportsbook are all giving the Patriots 18.5 point favorites. 18.5 points. I told you on the last podcast that I believe the Patriots will score under 38, or under 50, I mean. I've got Patriots to score 38-13. You can go 45-13. But last time I checked, 38 minus 13 is 25. Guys, please take the over in this game. Please, for your wallet's sake, if you're a betting person, please take the over. 18.5 is very generous for that team. I know I'm not saying the Dolphins are going to lose 59-10 every week, even if you include this week. But I think they can score 10 or 13 points. But Patriots will score 30 or 40. 18.5 is way too little to me. But I believe Brady will throw 3 passing touchdowns because I believe that Sonny Michel will run for 1 or 2 touchdowns. Or the defense might score. Sam Darnold has kissing disease. We're talking mono here. A little bit of a story here. When I was younger, I mean, it's been almost 10 years ago. My old buddy had mono, was hospitalized. It took him a while to recover. It took him about a month to recover, which is what I'm reading on Twitter. People believe that you're going to recover in about a month, maybe less. Even Adam Gase, his cocaine-using self, was saying to the media that he, was pretty much expecting it. He already ruled him out for this week against the Browns, and then he said he doesn't know how long. He said it may be a month anyways. I do like their backup Trevor Siemian. I know that sounds stupid, but I know Siemian did a good job with the Broncos, and I think people who say otherwise didn't watch the games. I mean, you weren't supposed to. After Peyton Manning left, who watched the Broncos, right? I did a little bit, and I felt like Trevor Siemian was good enough to win some games. He wouldn't go out there and win you the game, but he wouldn't lose you the game either. He's kind of like the Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's just he wasn't trying to be the hero the whole time. So I feel really sorry for Sam Darnold. I thought the back of the New York Times or whatever it is was funny. It was like gang spleen. I was like, oh my gosh. Jets kiss their playoff hopes goodbye. Not that they had any playoff hopes in the first place. I don't care where Le'Veon Bell is. But the point is, the Browns are 6.5-point favorites, and I've got the Browns to win 24-17. I'm taking the over in this one as well in terms of the spread. I'm seeing the Browns cover and win by half a point more. The Jets, to me, I don't see how they score more than 17. I believe the defense will try to keep it close. It could be 20-17, but there's no way. I mean, Browns, they're not going to put up 2 straight ducks with that offense. There's no way, unless Freddie Kitchens is an idiot, there's no way the Browns score under 24 points in this game or 21 points. I've got the Browns to win it by 7 or more. My Indianapolis Colts, not fond of saying that anymore, but my Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. The Colts are 3.5-point underdogs. Jacoby Brissett, I believe, will throw 1 interception because he won't throw enough to throw 2 or 3. I mean, Colts, we know they're going to try to run the football, and, I mean, there's nothing you can do against this defense. Titans have a good defense. It's on the road. Colts are not great on the road, and Brissett will be lucky if he gets out of there with only 1 interception. Derrick Henry will have 1 touchdown this week instead of 2. I believe Colts defense is better than that Browns defense. And I believe Titans will win 27-20. I don't know why I'm giving the Colts 20 points. The reason this game, I guess I am giving them 20 is because although Andrew Luck was invincible against the Titans, I feel like the Colts kind of figured out the Titans a little bit. Now that's hard to do. But I feel like the Colts will put up a good enough fight to keep this a 1-score game. But 3.5 points is kind of stupid to me. I feel like the Titans should be favored by more. It just goes to show that Marcus Mariota is trash. Because you have a really good defense, you have Derrick Henry, but somehow Marcus Mariota is a good quarterback. Yeah, try that again. But yeah, Titans I got winning 27-20. They might score 24-20. But I feel like it's going to be more than 3.5 points. I'll give Vegas a pass on that one. Saints at the Rams, and you know what? I don't know if you guys saw the Monday Night Football game, as the Rams, by the way, are favored by 2 points in this game. Monday night game, aside from the fact the referees are just really bad, and I don't know what it is with them, what's going on with you guys against the Saints. But anyways, I was disappointed in New Orleans against Houston because they had to win in that crazy way where Deshaun Watson was allowed to go on the field, and then the Saints, thank God, had Drew Brees, and they won the game late on a 58-yard Will Lutz field goal, which is a great name for a kicker. Not for a quarterback. For a kicker, if your name is Will Lutz, I guess it's pretty cool. But the Saints, they did not show enough in that game. I realized the Rams just beat the Panthers, and after seeing last night's game, I'm not sure what that means anymore if you hold Cam Newton to 30 points, because that's kind of sad. But then again, Christian McCaffrey went haywire. But 2 points for the Rams in this game, I'm not believing. The whole reason people are picking the Saints in this game, if anything, is, well, they're going to avenge last season's loss. Listen, guys, bump that, please. This is in LA. The Saints barely lost last year. They're going to lose 27-21 this year. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I'm not saying it's going to be very close either. I know 27-21 is close, but 2 points, I'm not sure if I'm picking the Rams to only win by 2. Well, I'm not going to get into this whole psychiatric game that people try to get into with teams of they are so mad at last year. You know what? Just forget that, guys. Rams win 27-21, and don't tell me it's because the Saints just want to have revenge. That's just stupid. Philadelphia Eagles and the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday Night Football. The Falcons are unfavored by 2, which is pretty good because I believe the Falcons, as I said last week, I was like, oh my gosh, they are bad on the road. And they play the Vikings, who only passed the ball 10 times, albeit having Kirk Cousins at quarterback. But Atlanta is a different place for the Falcons, and I believe the Falcons will play a lot better. The one thing that concerns me in this game for the Falcons, which is a pretty huge concern, it's not just one little thing. The thing that concerns me is that Eagles' defensive line is stout as well. So Falcons' offensive line is trash. You saw it in the preseason. We saw it in week 1. There's just no way that the Falcons can pull. I know they're at home, but Falcons to me, and I know the Eagles were down 17-0 to the Redskins, but it was a division opponent, so I kind of get it, although you're way superior. I feel like the Eagles should have won that game way better than what they did, but it's a division foe. The Falcons had no excuse putting up a duck before they ended up scoring 13 points or 12 points somehow. I believe the Eagles will win this game 24-21, and the Falcons will be better, but that offensive line is going to be a huge problem to me. Eagles sneak out in what's going to be a surprisingly low-scoring game in Atlanta, 24-21. 2 points. I don't even know if I would touch that game because, like I said, Falcons at home is a different animal. I would just pick the Eagles outright, but it could be a 1-point game. It could be a 20-point game. Like, Falcons at home is an insane thing. Cardinals at the Ravens, and you know what? I like Kyler Murray. I think he got put into a trashy situation. I said last week on the podcast that I felt like Kyler Murray was really short against the Lions, meaning the ball was batted down in front of the line of scrimmage like 5 times, and that was pretty bad. Ravens do have some corners that are kind of injured in this game. I believe Jimmy Smith is one of them. But Kyler, after throwing 1 interception last week, I believe he's going to throw at least 2 this week. I don't see how he only throws 1 or none at all. Because David Johnson, they're going to try to shut him down and make Kyler do the work. I feel like Kyler will struggle, have 2 interceptions. Ravens will win 31-17 at home. I know 59-10 compared to 31. It's the Cardinals, bro. But Ravens in that game, I think they were stupid by trying to go for it on 4th down and go for 2 late in the game. That was just selfish of them, in my opinion, as a sportsmanship kind of guy. But Ravens are favored by 13. I'd take the over in this one. I give Kyler a little bit of benefit of the doubt. It might be 31-14, but 31-17 seems fair. And when I looked at the spread, I was like, okay, I feel pretty good about that. I'll take the over in this one as well. Lamar Jackson will have 3 touchdowns. He will not have 5. Mark Ingram will control the clock. Cowboys and the Redskins. The Dallas Cowboys, after looking fantastic against the Giants, will now travel to Washington. Remember those Redskins that went up 17-0. Kellen Moore is a beast at offensive coordinator. I believe Zeke will have 1 touchdown this game. He will not have 2. They'll have 1 rushing touchdown. To me, it's good to hear that Zeke will run the ball more. I am concerned that Darius Geis is now ruled out until at least week 11. He had surgery on, I believe, a torn meniscus or something like that. So Geis is injured again, which is classic LSU and Georgia running back, but we're going to leave that alone. So Adrian Peterson might end up playing in this game. He was dressed in play clothes the last game, so I think Jay Gruden might have no choice but to play Adrian Peterson. Cowboys win 28-17. The spread is 6. Wow, that's giving quite the 6 is quite the beneficiary to a team that was up 17-0. I feel like the Eagles came out flat, but we saw how bad the Redskins were after the Eagles realized, oh, we're playing the Redskins, let's smack them. After that happened, I was like, oh, you guys are going to lose this lead. But Cowboys will put up 28 or more. Cowboys win 28-17. I'd take the over by I might double that. Some people were saying 5.5. I'm like, we're going as low as 5.5. Okay, you guys didn't see what I saw against the Giants, but whatever. But the reason it's only 11 for me is because I trust the division rivalry, and I low-key like Case Keenum. The Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers might be a bloodbath, and that's going to be a tough game. Packers are favored by 2.5, probably because they're at home. I've got Packers winning 20-17. Kirk Cousins will have max 20 pass attempts because I believe the Packers will lead the game early. I think Aaron Rodgers has to lead early in order to win this game and keep the lead. But like I said, it's going to be an ugly game. 20-17 might be putting it lightly. I'll take the over, but that's one of the games I don't want to touch as well. Because after the Vikings shut down, although the Atlanta Falcons were on the road, after the Vikings shut down the Falcons, I was kind of worried about this game. It could be a toss-up to me. but I'm going with the Packers 20-17. It could be 20-17 Vikings as well. I would not be surprised if the Packers offense struggles again. The Chargers at the Lions is called a toss-up at DraftKings, and 1.5-point favorites for the Chargers everywhere else. Los Angeles Chargers nearly blew a home lead to Jacoby Brissett. They now go to Detroit, Michigan, and take on the Lions, where I believe the Lions' defense is pretty good now that they're not going to get tired against Kyler Murray. I believe Kerryon Johnson, more than I trust like the 17 running backs on the Chargers depth chart. And I believe the Lions will roar and upset the Chargers 24-21. I'm flipping you guys. I know people are saying Chargers win, but I'm going with the Lions 24-21. Jaguars and the Texans. The Jaguars are 8.5-point underdogs in Houston. I'm going to go with the under on this game, actually. I've told you guys now, on another edition of Mike Said It First, I told you guys Deshaun Watson was a Black Brady. I'm not saying he will win 6 Super Bowl rings. I'm not saying he'll have those kind of numbers when his career is done. I'm saying, in college, this dude, it would throw 4 interceptions in one game and find a way to win. Against the Saints, he was down, and he came through, made the game-winning drive until his team didn't hold up for him. But he is a black Tom Brady to me, and I believe Texans will win this game 24-17. For Gardner Minshew, you know, that Chargers quarterback who went 22 of 25, should have gone 24 of 25 thanks to 2 drops. But I believe Gardner Minshew, we need to pump the brakes on, like, is he the next big thing? But he's promising. I'm higher than him on others because his work in the pocket was like extraordinary to me. Albeit the Chiefs' defense, I believe Texans will get a little bit more pressure on him. So I think Texans win 24-17. I'm going the under, but that's a tough under to go on, man. Everybody's saying 8.5, which means people might say 10. But I'm going to stay with the Texans only winning by 7 because I think Gardner Minshew is going to be decent. Seahawks and the Steelers. The Steelers are 3.5-point favorites. Big Ben, you better be better, dude. And I believe he will. DK Metcalf of the Seahawks, I'm believing all the hype on him. He was incredible. But for Juju Smith-Schuster, sir, now is your time. You're coming off a 33-3 beatdown where you couldn't gain any separation from Stephon Gilmore. I believe Juju will play better. I believe Steelers will win 24-21. I'm going with the under in this game as well. But if I'm a betting man, I'm going over because some people are saying 4 points. That's what FanDuel Sportsbook is saying. I'm going to go over, but my pick is 24-21 Steelers. But I wouldn't be surprised if Seahawks don't show up in this game. I would not be. 49ers and the Bengals. Where are they at? The 49ers and the Bengals in Cincinnati. A game that nobody really cares about, and rightfully so. Bengals are favored by 1 point in FanDuel, but 1.5 points everywhere else. And I don't see how that's even possible considering Joe Mixon is now questionable and could be out, although because he missed the first 2 practices of the week, and then he's been having limited practice the rest of the week. I mean, I got Niners to win 20-17. I don't know why. I think Jimmy G needs to be better. But Niners cannot let Mixon control the clock, and I think him being hurt might help that fact. I'm going Niners to win by 3 on the road. I don't see why the Bengals are favored in this game. I guess it's a toss-up because they're at home, but whatever. Kansas City Chiefs take on the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders. Chiefs are only favored by 7 points. 7! Interesting. I told you guys the Raiders would be better without AB. Like, I'm not saying, like, they're better without him, because obviously Antonio Brown makes your team better, but I said before the Broncos-Raiders game that Raiders would not miss a beat because the entire team has been silent, with the exception of Antonio Brown. He's now New England's problem. I believe Chiefs win 34-24, however, on the road. Mums will throw 3 touchdowns. And I just 34-24, the spread will cover. People putting too much hype into the Raiders after that win. Buffalo Bills and the New York Giants will be an interesting game. Giants are underdogs at home by 1.5 or 2 points. I believe Josh Allen will better be better in this game, considering what he will look against the Jets defense. Eli Manning looks surprisingly good against the Cowboys, but I'm going with the Bills on the road, 24-21. So I'm going with the road favorites in this one. Bears at the Broncos in another edition of You Better Be Better. Bears are only 2.5-point favorites, and it's going to be I wouldn't even touch this game because it's a mile high. Trubisky he'll look better this week, but maybe he's not going to look much better. Bears will win 17-14 because, it's Joe Flacco for crying in the sink. But I'm going with the Bears by 3. Another game I wouldn't touch if I was a betting man. Because, like I said, Trubisky, I like him. He's not good, but he's above average. But above average and mile high, that might be ugly if you're a Bears fan. And, of course, if Matt Nagy is your offensive coordinator and your head coach. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I already talking about this game. I'm an idiot. I was about to say the Buccaneers game, but I'm like, I already reviewed that Thursday night game that was trashed last night. So, yeah, that's my fault for saying that. But that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you guys think on Twitter. I'll be here. I'll be waiting for your responses. It's 6:44. It's Friday the 13th, and I swear this date happens too often. But we're gonna be okay. I don't believe in all that nastiness that you guys believe. That's some haunted day, but whatever. Yeah, Patriots 18.5-point favorites at the Dolphins. Please pick the over in that game. Holy cow. That's about it for me. Have a good one. And I'll see you guys on Monday before the Monday Night Football games. I love you.